Hey YouTubers, it's Devin from Devin's How To channel. Today we're going to be doing some fabrication. I figured we could do some videos on fabrication because I don't have any, and it's something fun I like to do. So what we're going to be doing is making a double-headed throwing axe system out of 2 throwing axes from bugk.com. Let's get started. Okay, so what we have here is a Black Hawk Tomahawk. This is the 3-foot handle. It comes with the 1.5-foot handle also. It used to have a knobby right here, and a knobby right here. But we ground those off because we thought they were useless and we want to make something cooler. So this is not the particular axe we are going to be working on. I have 2 more just like it that we are going to be making a double-headed axe thrower. So now, before I had the idea of making a video on this, we already started, so I'm going to go through the steps that I've already done to describe to you what we did. Okay, so first, these are originally black. We took off the 2 knobs, like I said on the other one, and then we took a wire wheel on a angle grinder, and we wheeled them. So the black is now gone, and now they're shiny. Well, semi-shiny. And so then what we did after that, they used to have on them this back side right here. They used to have that on there so you could stick the back side of the front side. Well, on this double header, we don't want the back sides, we want just the front big wide sides. So what we did, took a straight edge, lined it up with the handle of the axe, lined it straight, marked it, took a cutting wheel and a cutting disc and cut it off of these 2 axes. So then after that, we got them all cut off and they were wire wheeled. What we did is we put them together and lined them together up, and we put a clamp down here, made sure everything was aligned, and we don't have a clamp up here yet because I don't need it because everything is so tight down here it's holding it together. Now, you might be wondering these little notches and this line here and stuff. Well, let's explain that right now. These notches right here, the first one on this side is 1 inch and the first one on this side is 2 inch. What they're doing, they're staggered like this every 2 inches because that's a weld mark. That's not a weld mark yet, but what we need to do, because there's no really surface to weld on other than this side, and that's not going to be a very good weld once you grind off the excess nasty looking weld, you have to, make room for welds. So what we have to do, measured in from the outside edge, 1/4 inch, and every 2 inches we marked. So every 2 inches you have a mark, and they're staggered on each side. And you cut that out with an angle grinder. When you cut that out with an angle grinder, you have a notch there. Now, note, when you cut this, you have to undo this clamp, and you have to take the 2 axes apart, because right now, there's 2 axes here. So you don't want to cut into this one and then this one be cut, because on where this notch is on this axe, you want it to be flat on this side so you have a surface you can weld to. So, got our 2 inches set. And then there's also, on the top and very bottom, 2 notches that are set out 1/4 of an inch. And what we're doing is we chalk lined it so we can get a rough idea, and then we're taking our ruler and lining it up and then making a straight line all the way across. So let's finish this straight line on this side and then get it going on the other side. Line it up. Now note, if this is the first time doing this, you're probably going to have some mistakes, so I would start on some cheaper, like a lot cheaper axes, or even a lawnmower blade, you just heat it up, bend it out. But these are pretty expensive, and I've kind of messed with this stuff a little bit, not much, but I've also having my father help me because he has a lot more experience about this, and this is where we're actually getting the idea from. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. So we haven't chalk lined the other side, so we're just gonna mark right up the top on the other side. Pull the string down. There's a mark right there on the other side of this clamp. Gotta make sure we're aligned. Pull it tight. Snap it. Now there's a thin black line on that metal. You touch it at all with anything and it's gonna rub off. And if it rubs off, then you're screwed, because then you can't see where you want to mark your line with your ruler and your marker. Now note, don't put any like lubricants on the metal when you go to cut, because you're using a cutting wheel. You don't really need it on this thinner metal. So you just need to be careful and don't put any lube on it, because it doesn't need it. Otherwise you'll make that chalk fade away. Dylan. And it won't work for the way you do, and then you have to remeasure everything out. So just throw that little note in there. Now note, it's an axe. There's curvy sides because we've ground on it. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but you want it to be. Alright, so there's our two lines from this edge to the inner edge, and from this edge to the inner edge is a 1/4 inch. And notches are marked every 2 inches. To double check, let's put the cap on the marker. And let's look. Alright, so from here to our first notch on this left side is 2 inches. From that notch to the next notch is 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches there. 2 inch. 2 inch. 2 inch. 2 inch. 2 inch. And 2 inches. Alright, now on the other side it's a little bit tricky. It's going to be confusing. But because if you see here, you see if you had notches straight across from each other, they'd weaken that one spot in the middle. And if you threw it, it might bend and snap right at that one spot. So you want to stagger them in the middle between these ones. So the first one started off at 1 inch. And then at the 1 inch mark, you go start doing 2 inches like we did. So this way, when you do the second 2 inch mark on that side, it's going to be in the middle on this side. So 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches. Alright, so got that one all measured out. Alright. Now, on the other side, you have no marks. You have to figure out the marks before you start cutting out. So we're going to figure out those marks. Alright, well, went in and talked to my dad because I was confused on how to mark this back side. Because I thought if we'd mark it the same way, you'd have notches on the same side, and then you just cut in all the way across both blades, and then you don't have a surface to weld to. So I talked to him, and the thing is, you know how we measured from the base here to 1 inch, and then from this base to 2 inch, so they're staggered? Well, you do that same exact thing, but on the other side. So I have them marked on the side. I'm going to move them out a little bit, but I have them marked on the side right now. So on this side, at the right side, you start off 1 inch. So here's 1 inch. See, it's 1 inch, so we're just going to bring that notch over onto the flat side of the metal so we can see it. See? Then once you hit that 1 inch mark, you start going off 2 inches again. See, from this mark on the side to the flat side, from the skinny side to the wide side, it's 2 inches. So you just make the mark come over from the skinny side to the wide side, come off so we can see it. And that's another 2 inches. And then right there is 2 inches. The reason why I know this and I'm not measuring it is because I already measured it out and I've already started looking at it. So don't worry. So 2 inches right here. And it's marked right there. I'm just gonna double check. Sometimes you don't trust your own judging. Alright. So right here. And right here. And right here. Alright guys, now that we have that side measured out, what we're gonna do, so I have my ruler marked at 1/4 of an inch from the outside edge to the inside edge. Yeah, you think, why are you starting from the end of the ruler where it says 12? Well, that's just where I marked it at. But that is 1/4 of an inch. So you take the end of your ruler and go to the edge of the blade. And you mark it just like this at the bottom. Make sure you're at the top here and at the side. So it's just the same process as what it was on the other side. And on the other side, you just start off at 2 inches right here and move her up. Well, that's all for this episode. Hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video.